Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Let's get started. All right. Get some coffee in me. Good morning, everyone. Right now on Plantoon, it's 8:38 a.m. on Friday, November 21st, 2025. I heard Flick is taking time off here on Plantoon. He loves our bugs so much. If you have any to share with him, I know it'd make his time here extra special. And with that, I'll get back to work supporting you and your enjoyment of our island. Alright. Yeah, I played some more Fallout 76 last night. I was honestly surprised my brother got on, but yeah, he did. I probably won't bother him about it today because I felt a little bad that he did get on. He helped me fight this robot, and we did it so fast that I was honestly surprised. Before, I couldn't even get near this thing, but now with his help, we just beat it so quick. He said, "Okay, so where's that tough robot?" But yeah, things are going pretty good, I guess. I did. I beat half baked girls last night. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I was saying, I uh, I beat half baked girls last night, and I saw that when I went back in after I saved after the credits and went back into the game, that I had unlocked a few things that I hadn't noticed before, although they could be new thanks to the few updates that came in before I started playing. So, what I think happened why I couldn't finish the quests that I had left over is because I probably beat them during the wrong chapters to begin with. But now I'm like level 79, so it shouldn't be a problem. Going through New Game Plus and, really finishing up and doing everything. Let's see if I can work. DJ is here today. I hear things are pretty exciting on the North Beach. You should go join in the fun between jobs. What's up? Okay, good. Well, I watch this, watch this. No, really, I need you to watch this. You ready? Ready? Watch this, watch. What's up? Saka. Pretty cool, huh? I learned that today. I learned a lot of stuff today. Like how to say Wazaka. Nice to meet you. Do you work for Paradise Planning? So, yeah. But, yeah, got, that finished last night. Still got other games I gotta deal with, but, but, yeah, I, uh, actually, got some mods that I was looking for, last night. Somebody was selling them at a pretty good price. Six keeps meowing. She wants treats. I'll be right back again. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. Uh, but yeah, I'm glad I got done with the first playthrough of uh, Half Baked Girls. Now all I gotta do is just beat it again. But I don't have to worry about leveling up, so it won't be too bad. I still have walls. I'll just put a counter down. Okay, I think that's good. Alright. I thought I'd get a promotion by now. I was hoping it showed me the Friday. I wonder if this party here is like an every Friday thing. Perfect. All right. All right. And in case anybody's wondering, I haven't played that Donkey Kong game, even though I was pretty excited and about it coming out. I didn't lose interest. It just, I don't know. I have a habit of doing that. think that's good. But yeah, I was thinking about what I was going to do after this. I need to level up in uh, Rebirth 1. I still need to do that. Maybe I'll do that while watching one of my shows I bought recently. Yeah, like recently I bought the entire season of Xena, Warrior Princess. I haven't watched that show in years. I do know it can be pretty corny, but when I was growing up, I loved the show. And yeah, I remember like certain things like Xena and Gabrielle's relationship and how Xena used to be. Like I remember she was actually supposed to have been killed off in the episode that she appeared in, and that was like the Hercules show. Ugh. And yeah, just little things that pop out in some of the episodes that I remember more than others. I didn't watch the whole series. Like, there's probably entire seasons I've missed, but I have watched the final episode. know normally I put that above the door, but I just noticed this thing, so. Alright. Alright. I liked how that came out. Alright. Yeah, I like that one. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a big pile of gold coins. I was going to set that in the middle of the room. Then put a table close to that. Okay. Like a karaoke place. Alright. Yeah. karaoke place. It's supposed to remind me of anime, of course, but instead I'm sitting there thinking about the movie Step Brothers. They come out with their own karaoke place. Oh, that's like I don't know if that'd be considered spoiler. Pretty much, yeah, it would. Oh well, and they have like a rule there that you have to be good at singing or you sit down. And we don't just let anybody come up and sing. Whoop. Actually, I just realized that probably wouldn't be a good spot for that. Alright. I was thinking, might as well turn this thing into a business. I remember years ago, I actually entered a contest by this little company that's uh, was running a contest, and the contest was just make a comic using their program called Comipo, and you might have heard of it. It was like uh, the death of artists years ago. Like I'm against AI, so I'm not, uh, uh, so there's no uh, confusion there. I'm against AI, but I do think that there's some hills that certain artists try to die on, and Kamipo was like one of it. Like, imagine paper dolls, and thinking like paper dolls are going to be like the death of, your drawing career. That was basically Kamipo. And, yeah, I created this little comic about Kamipo, and it's won like a consolation prize. And when I told my dad about it, he said, "Well, how much money is that?" I was like, "It's not a money prize. It's just a little prize that I won." And he kind of ruined it for me. So I actually didn't want the reward, and I never got it because, well, that was a bit weird. I'll explain that in a second. Yeah, I won the little consolation prize, and I was supposed to be able to request a certain it was like an outfit pack or some sort of pack that Kamipo had that was selling it, and I could choose one. But the thing is that I bought my copy of Kamipo off of Crunchyroll, and I guess the people who own Kamipo must have forgot that they were selling that program on Crunchyroll at one point, because I told them that I bought my copy on Crunchyroll and not Steam. And they said, "Well, it must have been a pirated copy." And I said, "Crunchyroll was selling a pirated copy of your program on their website, and you're running the contest on Crunchyroll." Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. But my dad, he was being a jerk that day when I told him that I got a consolation prize, and he kind of ruined it for me. And Crunchyroll, they kept sending me a Steam key for the costume pack that I won, and I was like, "Well, I kind of don't want it anymore," so I never got it. I told them to stop sending me emails. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay, Just always kind of bothered me there, but that's how Dad was. Sometimes, like I said, he chilled out towards the end of his life. He really did. It just, sometimes he could be kind of hurtful. But, I remember the good times more than the bad times, so it's not like this huge thing that just weighs on me forever. Just something I remember. I know some people think, if you remember it, then it still bothers you. But honestly, it doesn't. Just kind of shaped me. Okay. Okay. Okay, sucks. Like she ever really comes to me. See if I could remember, I'd actually give him a roommate with that other uh, board game guy. Board game guy. But yeah, there's a lot of things I just didn't really tell Dad after that. Like I didn't join any other contests. Like I've never joined a writing contest, if you can believe it. My brother actually did win like a contest once for a paper. I forgot what that was. And we went and got his prize. It was like I think it was like a T-shirt or something. Yeah, my brother, yeah, Dad wasn't very nice to him either about stuff. Like, my brother, he was almost a speechwriter. Actually had like a knack for it. Then I think at one point he wanted to be a preacher. He even thought about, starting training and stuff real early, but eh, yeah, that didn't happen either. Eh. Like, you don't want to remember the bad times with your father, but, sometimes, you start thinking about stuff and it just kind of hits you in a real negative way. And hard to believe, but yeah, I do miss him. He, uh, I wish, he could have lived longer without, certain things in his life. Like, alcohol. I feel like that hurt him more than anything. Oh. I know yesterday I was actually thinking about my mom a bit. I was thinking it was aggravating, listening to some of her arguments about why she shouldn't stop smoking. And I remember, uh, yeah, I remember some of the excuses she used or some of the arguments she used. She probably thought those were pretty clever at the time, but knowing how that story ended, she wasn't afraid to die. That's one thing that kind of surprised me. But I think after a while, people aren't. Like my dad often taught that he was ready to go anytime. It's Animal Crossing, everybody, where I like to talk about death all of a sudden. I'm gonna keep going, but I gotta check the door and see if my cat Uni is out there. All right. Whoop, wrong controller. You know, if I could get uh, one type of Neptunia game made, I think what I would want is something that takes place in the Four Goddesses world. That's Vert's favorite game. And we got that already, but what I would do is I would make it where Neptune and everybody, they're actually a part of that world and not just playing a game. That's what I would do. And man, I honestly wish they would make a sequel to that. Poppy. I wonder if she's ready for playtime. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. If you want to unsubscribe because of that one, I'll understand. Yeah, I remember one time my brother he he made some kind of deal with my dad. I forgot what kind of deal it was, but he made some kind of deal with dad, and he said that he could get all A's on his next report card, and dad took the deal, and I forgot what they were betting for. I really am. forgetting. Is that a doll or is that a real dog? Plushie. And, my brother, he buckled down and he really started studying. And, report cards came in, and sure enough, he got all A's. And he brought that to my dad, and he looked at the report card, and he handed it back to him, and he said, "Next time, do better." And my brother was rightfully ticked off. And, yeah, I don't think my dad ever fully understood why. Like, he could say stuff like that, and he would just, kind of ignore it and act like it's not a big deal. Just do better next time and stuff like that. And, yeah, you ever see those videos where you see a parent act a certain way, and then somebody will write, and they wonder why the kids never visit? That literally happens in real life. Like, because of my dad, my brother never wanted to visit. And when he did, he constantly got criticized. And I remember these moments where my brother would leave and go to his own home, and I would kind of wish I could go with him. And I think my dad sensed that because there were a couple of times he told me that I shouldn't envy Jay because of my whoever. Jeez. Uh, I shouldn't envy him, but my dad could be insufferable. And again, I don't like talking about him like that, but like, how can you look at a report card that had all A's and tell that person who got them to do better next time? I'm not sure what else I can do here. Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah, I'm gonna contact my brother and ask him about that uh, contest. I'm pretty sure he'd remember. Yeah, Mom certainly wasn't much better sometimes, honestly. It wasn't always about Dad. He had his problems, but Mom did too. Like, you know, when there was problems and stuff, uh, Mom always told me that Dad was the cause of the problems, and her family was always trying to calm him down and stuff like that. But I remember I moved in with my mom. Worst mistake I ever made, honestly. Like, I love my mom, but she can't live with people. When her husband died, okay, I'll be right back. You're okay. Alright, sorry about that. I let Uni in and she lays down. I try to step over her and she's grabbing at my legs. But anyway, my mom and dad divorced. And then mom, she got remarried to another guy. And when he died, uh, uh, yeah, that's basically it. She never got remarried. She did date, and she had a couple of guys live with her for a while, but she never remarried. Which is fine. I'm not one of those people. But, yeah, I remember, uh, that's weird. It's like, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, Mom, well, she would tell me things that happened between her and Dad. But one thing I noticed is that everything was Dad's fault. And I actually believed it for a while, and I think they're both at fault for stuff. I honestly do. But I remember one time me and my aunt got into it, and she was always complaining about the bills and stuff. And one time they decided that they were going to start over and they were going to have uh, all the bills finally, straightened out. So they had like my aunt's daughter come in and go over all the bills and find out who owed what. And at the time, my aunt owed $1,200, and my mom, she owed about like uh, $800 or $900 a month. Well, what ended up happening. Now, this is something that they looked over and realized themselves, right? This wasn't, uh, the daughter coming in and making these claims at the time. But when the daughter went through and calculated everything, turned out that my mom actually owed $1,400, and my aunt owed about uh, like $600 or $700 a month. And at the very beginning, I accepted it because I wasn't good at math, and I was certainly tired of all the fights and arguments and stuff like that. So I didn't want to fight it anymore. But that's when I go down in my room, which was in the basement. Yep, I was one of those kids. And I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I think, wait a second, you know, how does that make sense? Like, they're both good at math. How can they, sit down and somehow make that bad of a blunder? So I go back upstairs and I ask my mom uh, if she was good at math and if my aunt was good at math as well. And she said, yeah, we're both pretty good at math. I said, if you're both good at math, how could you mess up that badly? Calculating this stuff the first time. Well, I didn't say it like that, but that's what I was thinking. And she said if I wanted to, I could go through the paperwork myself and see see if they made any mistakes. I was like, no, I don't think I should do it. I think you should get somebody who wouldn't care who actually paid more for rent. So she decided to do that. She handed over all the paperwork to my aunt's other daughter, who was a lot more honest. And she went over the bills and said the only way that my mom would have to pay as much as she's paying is if she started taking on some of her mother's bills. And there was a huge fight after that because my aunt knew that what her daughter was doing, her first daughter. And they eventually moved out. And a couple of weeks later, turns out it was all my fault. So I did see how, in order to save arguments and mend friend or relationships, my mom was willing to start tossing certain people under buses. And I went under one myself. But yeah, like my brothers didn't call my mom very often. And I understood why. Like, my brother sent me a video game once, but accidentally forgot to send the disc, just sent the case. And I'm just making conversation with mom, and I told her about it. And she decided to call him up and start laying into him about forgetting the game. I was like, I did not want you to do that, Mom. Man, I'm really going at it today, aren't I? And my brother, he did bring something up to me once that kind of bothered me. That definitely bothered me. He said that when mom calls, she usually talks about me, about all these things that I'm doing and pulling off and stuff like that. And she criticizes him all the time. So I remember I asked her, if she's going to call Jay, my brother, not to talk about me. And I said I'll explain later, but if you're going to call him, don't mention me or bring me up or anything, because I felt bad because me and my brother are adopted, and our adopted mom did the same thing. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have anything to do with my adopted mom. Not adopted, my biological mother. I met her once. Well, a couple of times, actually. And I'll be honest with you, uh, did not want anything to do with her after that. I know that probably sounds bad, but eh, there definitely was a reason for it. But, that's basically my life. Like, but again, as terrible as that may sound, there were plenty of good times in my life, and my brother's life too. I'm sure he would say, but they might not have anything to do with our parents. I remember my adopted mom once said that she and I'm pretty sure she thought about my brother too, were like psychically connected. Because one time she told me she could hear me crying out to her. I was like, I don't remember that. I didn't tell her that, but I certainly do not remember, psychically calling out to her. Hey, baby. I always love when, like, a cat will get in your lap and they just look up at your face and stuff. Some of these areas out here, I wish they would let you do this outside. Like the the roads and stuff here. I like how some of these conversations should go. Like, do you want to hang out? Well, I should get going. Yeah, I remember. I used to have a cousin that came down during the weekends, and she was definitely annoying. Like, I remember what would happen is she would come down, and we would be driving around these neighborhoods and stuff, and my brother would spot a garage sale. And he would say, "Hey, a garage sale." And she would say, "Well, we don't need to stop." And Mom would drive by, and my brother would get ticked off. And I would say, "Well, I'm so glad my cousin's here to tell us what we do and don't need to do." And then Mom would turn around and stop at the garage sale. And we would check things out. And of course, sometimes they would actually buy something. I remember the first time I met my cousin, we actually got along pretty great. But then when she came down one weekend, it's like she had completely changed. Or not changed, but probably act the way she usually does. I don't have anything against her. Like, you grow up, and that was, when I had a problem with her, is when I was a kid. But, sometimes the things that used to bother you are just not really important anymore. I guess I could just do that, couldn't I? remember every time I got in trouble at school, my dad would always tell me I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons again. Because he, I don't know why he always blamed The Simpsons for anything that happened. A cafe? I feel like I bungled that one. Oh well. Well, now I can kind of imagine how I should have put it. Alright, I think this is the last one. Ah. I had a bus driver. I'll end my stories with a funny one, or at least I think it's funny. I had a bus driver, and I never got my license while I was in high school. I felt like it was a waste of money to get a license and drive myself to school when I could just use the school bus. You're basically paying for the privilege anyways. Anyway, I had nothing on the bus driver. It was like starting completely over, so I didn't have as much leeway with this bus driver like I did the last one. But I did manage a couple of things. But I remember one time I decided, uh, since I was graduating and that day on the bus was going to be the last day, I told my bus driver that I was going to cuss him out at the ends before I got off the bus. And I told him this in advance, and he started making up stories that the the school said that they were going to keep my application if I did this, and all this stuff. And I didn't believe it at all. So I told him that the school wants me out more than you do. So yeah, I didn't believe it. Anyways, the day finally came, and the bus driver was not there. He decided to take the day off. Anyways, I'm on the bus, and I announced my plans to everyone on the bus. And since the bus driver wasn't even there, I couldn't pull this off. So they asked me, was I really going to sit there and cuss the bus driver out? I said, you want the truth? The truth is that I was going to come on the bus like usual, and I wasn't going to say a word. I was just going to sit there and stare straight ahead at the mirror. And then when we got to the bus stop at my house, I was just going to get up and I was going to walk out. I wasn't going to cuss him out. But yeah. And that was true. I wasn't going to. But I wasn't going to say anything either. I was just going to sit there. I just thought it'd be funny to make that guy worry. But, yeah, well, now that I'm older, I definitely wouldn't have done that today. Hopefully not, right? But I just told that story, and I'm starting to think it wasn't too funny. I just did not like that bus driver. Because, like I said, I had nothing on him. The other one I did, but she threatened to kick me off the bus once because I said her son's name. She said I didn't deserve to say her son's name, and she said that right in front of the principal, and I kind of, you know, killed her on believability. So yeah, I got away with stuff. Okay. Let's let's stop here. All right. Yep, finished. All right. Well, we got some done. Gotta buy stuff. I think I'm gonna just deposit this. Exchange a little. And I think I'll go ahead and just wrap it up here. Got another episode in the bag. And man, did I get all depressing, didn't I? All right, everybody. I really appreciate you watching. I know we got depressing today, but uh, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please think about subscribing and hitting the bell notification so you don't miss a single episode. Also, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment if you liked what you heard. And I'll see everybody later. And tell your friends and enemies all about it. Bye for now.